Friends, if you did not see the reel from today, I'm here coming at you a second time because these are going to be the best nuts you ever taste. Pun intended. Okay? They're delightful. Your children will love them if they're not too picky, because I remember when I was a child, I would not even come close to nuts. For whatever reason, I just hated them. And as an adult, I cannot get enough of the nuts, okay? We're gonna see as many times as we can say the word nuts in this video. We're just gonna keep saying nuts, okay? Because there's always one. There's always at least one. All right, now, friends, here's the deal. If you do not get the recipe, after I post this, comment the word nuts and I'll send you a DM with the full breakdown. It's super simple. I'll go through it here, but I'm not going to give you the exact measurements. If you don't want to waste your time and listen to my babbles, then you can just go to my feed right now and you can comment the word nuts to the post and you'll get it. Otherwise, wait until after I'm done with this and then you can comment here. So I have always loved like roasted nuts that are kind of like pralined, but tons of sugar that come with that. So over the past decade, I have been making this. And when I say it is like what all my friends and family wait for me making every year, I mean it. And I make like 20 bulk batches. And I make probably like 12 cups at a time. And I do that probably, again, like 10 plus times every single holiday season. So basically, I do nuts. I go to Costco. I would recommend you going to Costco for your nuts, for your cinnamon, for your pink salt, and your vanilla. I mean, those things can get expensive, especially nuts and vanilla. So expensive, but it makes sense if you get it from Costco. So if you don't have a membership, get one. If you don't want to get one, go with a friend. Stock up on this stuff, especially for the holidays. But the sweetener I used to use was stevia. Stevia in the raw. I do not use Truvia. I do not use any of that because it has like a weird aftertaste and some other additional ingredients. But through research over the last couple years, we now know that too much stevia is not good on the gut microbiome. So I have switched over because I was doing stevia in my coffee in the morning, my salad dressing every afternoon, in my protein powder, in my sweet treats and my baking. So I was having it every day, at least 3 times a day. And so I realized, okay, I am going to switch as many things from stevia as I can. However, I still consume it in my Gainful protein powder. And I think that's pretty much it on a daily basis. So I switched over to Dr. Gundry's allulose. If you've tried allulose and you've tried the RX brand and you did not care for it, I don't blame you. It's kind of weird. It doesn't even taste sweet to me. So I would definitely invest in the Dr. Gundry's. If you want the link to this, I get it on Amazon. It's not cheap, I will tell you that right now, but a little bit goes a long way. So I do this in my coffee in the morning. I make a salad dressing with this, and I also have used it in this recipe. But I am always honest with you guys, because this bag is like $26, and you can get a bag twice as big of stevia for a fraction of the cost. When I'm doing something like nuts in bulk, because stevia is still healthy, but we just don't want to have it in overabundance every single day, I prefer using stevia on the nuts as opposed to this. Price point wise, it just makes a little bit more sense. Because I feel like I'd be going through a lot of money, and you know, nuts are expensive as is. So it's up to you if you want to use stevia. If you want to use monk fruit, that's fine. I can't find monk fruit without it in combo with erythritol, and that is a no-go for me. So that is something to mention for those of you who have not seen a lot of my videos. If you do get a lot of GI distress, what are your sweeteners? What are the ingredients? And a lot of times, if you're consuming things that are low sugar, sugar-free, low carb, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be sweetened with erythritol, especially when you're getting like the sugar-free ice cream. If you're getting low carb, no carb just anything that's sweet, cereals, sauces, syrups. A lot of them are sweetened with erythritol, and it's going to wreak havoc on your gut. I tell you that right now. I mean, if I even have a little bit, it's like instant bloating and pain. Okay, so another thing I put in my nuts recipe is egg whites, liquid egg whites, but I know that not everyone can have liquid egg whites. And here's another thing to consider. You might have an intolerance to liquid egg or to egg whites in general. If you're someone who's just trying to eat egg whites and you're living this low calorie approach and you're making egg whites and then you always have a bellyache, you should be consuming it with some yolk. And so a lot of times when you pair the two and you have that buffer of that healthy fat, it's going to help the digestive process along. And so you're not going to feel that negative effect to the same degree. So that's a little food for thought there. But I do understand sometimes you just can't have eggs, right? So, and you might be vegan, and I used to be, so I totally get it. Do a flax egg instead, or you're going to need to do equal amounts, which I'm using about 1/3 a cup of liquid egg whites for my recipe. So yes. Oh, you found monk fruit extract powder on Amazon. Oh, without erythritol, I'm hoping. And I'll look that up. Thank you for sharing. So what you would do to make a flax egg is you basically take milled flaxseed, mix it with water, and add that. Now, it's not going to be exactly the same because it's not as liquefied as the liquid egg whites. So when you're baking it, it might not be the same exactly, but it's still going to be delicious, I'm sure. Okay, sounds good, girl. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to have to check it out. But that's something that you non-egg white eaters can sub it for. And basically I put cinnamon, vanilla extract, pumpkin pie spice, pink salt, liquid egg whites, your sweetener, and your nuts. And then you mix it all together and it's nice and coated, all of your nuts, and then you bake it on 250 for about 30 minutes, and then you pull it out, and you're gonna wanna use like a silicone liner, because friends, years ago, I did not have a liner, and let me tell you, that will stick to your pan. I don't care how nice your pan is, it will stick. And that's not gonna be fun trying to scrape it off. So you wanna mix it up. You're gonna have to use your hands because all the nuts are gonna stick together in clumps. You wanna get them as pulled apart as possible, put it back in the oven for a couple minutes, and then they're delightful. They're so yummy. So that's that. And I just want to add, I don't know if y'all can see this. This is all puffy and swollen. I know this is like not attractive, but I need to know like what is going on with myself, because last week I was super dizzy. Yesterday all day we went to a little gathering and I'm thinking my eyes hurt so bad. You know when you're like really tired and you feel like your eyes are heavy and they almost hurt? And I was thinking, God, I'm like walking around feeling like I'm a mess right now. Like I've been crying all day, which I hadn't, and I've not been congested. So I'm looking everything up. It's like sinus infection, yada, yada, yada. Like I'm clear as can be. I have no sniffles at all. And so then I wake up this morning and I've got this gnarly, you can see it's slightly discolored. The light's coming at me, so it doesn't look nearly as bad, but it is so painful. If I touch any part of my face right here, it is super painful. So what is that? Is that a sinus infection? What are we going to confirm is going on with me? Because you can even see, I don't know, friends, but I feel like the last week and a half I've been taking a dive. And in true perimenopausal fashion, ladies, today was supposed to be, day 18 of my cycle, and it turned into day 1. So that's always fun. I wake up with like swollen eye, and there you go. Happy period day. All right, friends, it's just the reality. And I like to share my reality because if it makes one of you feel seen, then that's what I'm here for. Okay, so drop recipe in the comments. I'm done babbling. I got to get to it. I got a lot of work to get done today. Have a good rest of your day.